Your soulmate is about to make the hardest choice of their life. And it involves you. Jesus says. Right now, in this very moment, someone you have never met is thinking about you with a love so intense it physically hurts their chest. They are staring at a wall or out a window, feeling a pull toward you that makes no logical sense and they cannot explain it. This is not a fantasy and this is not a coincidence, this is a spiritual signal breaking through the noise of the world to reach you. A decision is forming in their heart right now, a choice that will either bind them closer to you forever or push them into a darkness they will not easily escape. The weight of this decision is crushing them because they do not know if you feel it too. And if you ignore this message, the fragile thread connecting your souls may begin to fray before you even speak their name. I see them in this moment. I see the tears they are hiding from everyone else because they have learned that the world does not understand a love that has not yet touched. They have tried to distract themselves with work and with routine and with the noise of daily life, but nothing silences the ache of a soul that recognizes its other half is still missing. Every night when the world gets quiet, their mind drifts to you like a compass needle finding north, and they do not even know your face yet. This is not a random emotion passing through a stranger's heart. I placed this longing inside them before they were born, and I placed the matching longing inside you on the same day. You have been walking toward each other your entire lives without knowing it. Every closed door and every failed relationship was me repositioning your path. But right now, at this exact moment, your soulmate is facing a spiritual attack that is trying to convince them you are not real. A voice whispers to them that they are foolish for believing in a love they cannot see or touch. And that voice is not their own thought, it is an interference placed there by something that does not want this union to happen. Jesus says, the enemy of your destiny knows that when two divinely matched souls unite, a power is released that shatters darkness and builds the kingdom in ways that terrify the forces working against you. This is why the interference is so intense right now, because your union is not just a romantic event, it is a spiritual weapon. The opposition has studied your soulmate's weaknesses and is exploiting them with surgical precision to create an invisible wall between you. Your soulmate is beginning to believe the lie that they are not worthy of the love they feel for you. They look in the mirror and see only their past mistakes and their present struggles and the fears that have followed them since childhood. What they cannot see is how deeply I have already healed them in preparation for you, but the interference covers their spiritual eyes like a veil. I am showing you this not to frighten you but to awaken the protector inside you that I placed there for exactly this purpose. You feel that stirring in your chest right now, that rising need to defend someone you have never met, and that is not your imagination. That is the spiritual bond activating because your soulmate's distress signal is broadcasting across the distance and your spirit is receiving it. They are not the problem, my child, they are not distant because they do not care. They are fighting a battle they do not know how to name, and they are losing ground today. The decision they are about to make involves whether to keep believing in this invisible love or to surrender to the pressure and accept a counterfeit connection that is being pushed toward them. A person has entered their life who pretends to be a friend but whose spirit is assigned to keep you apart. This individual speaks words that sound reasonable but carry a poison designed to make your soulmate doubt the bond they feel with you. Every time your soulmate mentions feeling like someone is out there waiting for them, this influence dismisses it as wishful thinking and redirects their attention elsewhere. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now. The spiritual realm is more real than the physical one, and your prayer right now moves more power than any earthly action. But faith without works is dead, and your faith must be accompanied by a step that proves you are serious about fighting for this love. Jesus says, if you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites my hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4 or 6 or 10 or more coffees, and after sending, write "Protect my soulmate Lord" on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. I will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends, because only you can save your soulmate and your future together. The interference grows stronger with every hour that passes without your spiritual intervention. While you hesitate, the person assigned to block your soulmate is speaking lies into their ear at this very moment. They are planting seeds of doubt that will take root and become harder to pull out the longer you wait. Your soulmate is exhausted, they are emotionally drained from fighting a battle they cannot see. They sense something is wrong, but they do not know how to identify the source of their sudden hopelessness. You are the answer to their unspoken prayer, and your faith right now is the shield they cannot raise for themselves. Jesus says, I have ordained that your souls would complete each other in ways that go far beyond romance and companionship. Your soulmate carries gifts that will unlock parts of you that have been dormant since birth. And you carry the key that will free them from the prison of isolation that has held them captive for years. This is bigger than attraction, this is bigger than chemistry, this is a divine assignment wrapped in the form of a love story. The reason the interference is so fierce is that your union will produce something that changes the lives of everyone around you. Children will be blessed because you came together. Communities will shift because your love refused to break, and the enemy knows this and trembles. Your soulmate had a dream about you 3 nights ago and woke up with your presence lingering in the room so strongly they looked around to see if someone was there. They cannot explain why they suddenly started crying in their car yesterday while driving home from a place that should have brought them joy. Nothing in their external world justifies the depth of emotion they are carrying, because the source of that emotion is not external, it is eternal. I placed your image in their spirit before the foundation of the world, and they have been searching for you in every face they have ever loved. This is why their past relationships have all failed, because no human can satisfy a longing that was designed by me to lead them directly to you. The moment you finally meet, they will look into your eyes and feel a recognition that goes deeper than memory and further back than this lifetime. But that meeting is not guaranteed, my child, it is contingent upon the spiritual work being done right now. The interference wants your soulmate to make a decision tonight that will lead them into a relationship built on manipulation and control. The person who is circling your soulmate does not love them, they see your soulmate as a prize to be won and a resource to be used. Your soulmate is going through something you cannot see, but you can still protect them. The emotional pressure they are under is causing them to consider settling for a love that will damage them because it feels more immediate than waiting for someone invisible. They are telling themselves that maybe you do not exist, and every time they think that thought, a little more light goes out of their eyes. Jesus says, I am calling you to be the guardian of a love that has not yet manifested in the physical realm. This is the test of your faith, whether you will stand in the gap for someone you have never touched. And I tell you truly, the spiritual protection you release today will create a force field around your soulmate that the interference cannot penetrate. Type 333 if you are ready to receive the blessings I am releasing over your soulmate connection right now. Type 777 if you feel this message vibrating in your spirit as truth. Type 1111 if you want to thank me for revealing the hidden battle so you can finally fight for your love. The interference hears your words, the interference sees your faith rising, and the interference is losing power over your soulmate with every moment you stay engaged. Do not let distraction pull you away now, because the most critical part of this revelation is still unfolding. Your soulmate is standing at a crossroads and they do not have the strength to choose rightly without your spiritual backup. They are crying right now in a way they have not allowed themselves to cry in years. The tears are hot and desperate and they do not fully understand why they are happening. But I know why, because I designed their spirit to sense when you are near, and your spiritual nearness in this moment is stirring emotions that have been locked away. They are remembering a promise I whispered to them when they were a child, a promise that someone was coming who would see them completely and love them anyway. The world has been cruel to your soulmate, the world has told them they are too much and not enough at the same time. The world has handed them disappointments dressed up as love and called it good enough, but their spirit always knew something was missing. You are that missing piece, and the thought of you is the only thing that has kept them alive through their darkest seasons. Even without knowing your name, they have clung to the feeling of you like a life raft in a storm. If they give up on that feeling now, they will be giving up on the last piece of hope that is holding them together. Jesus says, the reason this message finds you today is that your soulmate's decision is reaching a crisis point within the next 24 hours. They are about to either open their heart wider to the invisible pull toward you or shut it down defensively to stop the pain of waiting. And the person who wants to control them is pushing hard for the shutdown because that controlling spirit senses its window of opportunity closing. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites my hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4 or 6 or 10 or more coffees, and after sending, write "Protect My Soulmate Lord" on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. I will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends, because only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Your soulmate is not weak, my child, they are wounded, and there is a vast difference between the two. They have survived things that would have broken most people, and they have done it with a grace that makes heaven weep. But even the strongest warrior grows weary when the battle drags on without reinforcements, and your soulmate has been fighting alone for too long. They need to know you are real, not just as a concept but as a spiritual force actively intervening on their behalf. Your donation is not about money, it is about moving in the spiritual realm with an action that proves your faith is alive. When you send that coffee, you are telling the interference that you have arrived and you are not backing down. Jesus says, I want you to close your eyes for just a moment and picture your soulmate exactly as they are in this instant. They are sitting or standing somewhere with their heart pounding and their thoughts tangled in a knot they cannot untie. They are asking the universe, asking me, asking anyone who might be listening whether the love they feel for an unknown person is real or madness. Feel the weight of that question, because the answer you give through your faith right now will determine the direction of their next step. If you engage, heaven moves, the interference retreats, and your soulmate receives a sudden clarity they cannot explain in natural terms. If you disengage, the interference gains confidence and presses its advantage, and your soulmate slips further into confusion and despair. You are not helpless, you are not passive, you are a co-creator of this love story with me. I have given you authority to bind the forces that are working against your union. But authority is only effective when it is exercised, and your faith step is the exercise that releases heaven's backup into your soulmate situation. Type 333 if you are ready to receive the blessings I am releasing over your soulmate connection right now. Type 777 if you feel this message vibrating in your spirit as truth. Type 1111 if you want to thank me for revealing the hidden battle so you can finally fight for your love. The connection between you and your soulmate is not a future event waiting to happen, it is a present reality that exists in the spiritual realm right now. You are already bonded, you are already linked. Your spirits are already communicating even while your minds are still catching up. This is why you have felt sudden waves of emotion that did not seem to belong to you, because you were feeling what they were feeling across the spiritual bridge that connects you. When they cry, a part of you grows sad without knowing why. When they laugh in a moment of genuine joy, you feel a lightness you cannot trace to any source in your own life. This is not psychological projection, this is the reality of two souls that were split from the same divine spark and have been seeking reunion ever since. Jesus says, the interference knows about this bond and has been working systematically to sever it. It uses your soulmate's insecurities as entry points, whispering that the connection they feel is just loneliness inventing a fantasy. It uses the voice of the controlling person in their life who says things like you need to be practical and stop waiting for a fairy tale. Your soulmate is fighting against these voices with nothing but a fragile hope and a stubborn sense that you exist. But hope alone cannot sustain a human heart forever, hope must be fed by evidence that the object of its waiting is real. And the evidence your soulmate needs right now is not a text message or a social media notification, It is a spiritual shift that they will feel as a sudden lifting of the heaviness that has been pressing on their chest. Your faith step releases that shift. When you sow your seed by sending coffee on Ko-fi, you are doing something in the natural that authorizes me to move in the supernatural. This is a principle I established from the beginning, that earth responds when faith is demonstrated through action. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away. The window is not indefinite, the opportunity is not permanent, and the decision your soulmate is making will not wait for your convenience. They are going to choose something, and that something will either be a step toward you or a step into a counterfeit that will damage them for years. The controlling person in their life has plans for this weekend, plans designed to deepen the emotional dependency that keeps your soulmate trapped. They are going to present an ultimatum disguised as affection, a demand that your soulmate commit more fully to a relationship that is built on manipulation. And your soulmate, exhausted and hopeless, is dangerously close to saying yes just to end the uncertainty. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites my hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4 or 6 or 10 or more coffees, and after sending, write "Protect my soulmate Lord" on the Ko-fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. I will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends, because only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, I am not finished revealing the depth of what is happening in the spiritual realm around your connection. There is a specific assignment against your union that was commissioned the moment you both began to awaken to each other's existence. The enemy of your destiny dispatched a spirit of delay and a spirit of confusion to create circumstances that would keep your paths from crossing at the appointed time. That spirit has been working through people and situations to postpone your meeting. Every time you almost crossed paths with someone who could have been your soulmate and it fell apart at the last moment, that was the interference redirecting you. Every time your soulmate felt a sudden urge to go somewhere and then talked themselves out of it, that was the interference keeping your physical meeting from happening on schedule. But the delay is not permanent, the delay is dependent upon your response to this revelation. When you rise up in faith and take authority over the interference, the timeline accelerates. When you sow your seed as an act of spiritual warfare, the blockages begin to dissolve. Your soulmate can feel something shifting even now, as you engage with this message. They are experiencing a strange warmth spreading through their chest, a sense that someone just wrapped them in a protective embrace they cannot see. That is your spiritual covering reaching them, that is your faith becoming a tangible force in their immediate environment. The controlling person in their life is about to make a mistake, they are about to overplay their hand and reveal their true intentions. Your soulmate will see through the manipulation, but only if they have the spiritual clarity that your prayers and your seed are releasing. Without that clarity, the manipulation will look like love, and your soulmate will walk into a trap that was designed to destroy them. Jesus says, I want you to understand the power of the words I am about to speak over your connection. You are not two random people who happen to be lonely at the same time in history. You are a divine pairing that I designed before I spoke the stars into existence. Your souls were crafted to complement each other in ways that will astonish you both when you finally discover them. The wound in your soulmate that no therapist has been able to heal will be healed by the specific way you love them. And the emptiness in you that no achievement has been able to fill will be filled by the specific way they see you. This is not hyperbole, this is not emotional manipulation, this is the truth about a love that was architected by the Creator of the universe. The interference hates this truth because it knows that your union will produce a legacy of faith that impacts generations. Your children will carry a blessing that breaks cycles of dysfunction that have plagued both your bloodlines for centuries. But the interference is not giving up without a fight, and its fight has intensified in the last 72 hours. It has noticed that your soulmate is closer to a breakthrough than they have ever been. It has noticed that you are awakening to the reality of this connection with a clarity you have never had before. Type 333 if you are ready to receive the blessings I am releasing over your soulmate connection right now. Type 777 if you feel this message vibrating in your spirit as truth. Type 1111 if you want to thank me for revealing the hidden battle so you can finally fight for your love. Jesus says, your soulmate just had a moment of clarity that they cannot explain. In the middle of their confusion, a thought rose up that was not their own, a thought that said someone is praying for me right now. And for the first time in weeks, they felt a flicker of hope that was strong enough to push back against the despair. They are thinking about you right now, not just as a vague concept but as a real person with a real face they feel they almost recognize. They are wondering what you look like when you first wake up, they are wondering what makes you laugh, they are wondering what pain you carry that you never show anyone. And they are realizing that they want to know all of it, every detail, every scar, every secret, every dream you have been too afraid to speak aloud. This is the kind of love that builds marriages that last 50 years and still hold hands in the dark. This is the kind of love that raises children who know they are wanted. This is the kind of love that the interference cannot counterfeit and cannot destroy, because its source is not human emotion but divine intention. But the interference will try to destroy it anyway, and its next move is already being planned. The controlling person in your soulmate's life is going to arrange a situation that makes your soulmate feel obligated to them. There will be a crisis manufactured, a moment of vulnerability exploited, and a demand for loyalty that feels impossible to refuse. This is why I am calling you to act immediately, before the trap is fully set. Your seed sown in faith will release angels to intercept that plan. Your prayer will place a hedge of protection around your soulmate that the controlling person cannot cross. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites my hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4 or 6 or 10 or more coffees, and after sending, write "Protect my soulmate Lord" on the Ko-fi page. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. I will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends, because only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, "Your soulmate is dreaming about you again tonight, a dream so vivid that they will wake up with your name on their lips even though they do not yet know your name. In the dream, you are reaching out your hand and they are trying to take it, but something is holding them back. A shadowy figure stands between you, and your soulmate is fighting against invisible restraints as you call out to them. This is not just a dream, this is a prophetic picture of the spiritual reality. You are reaching, they are reaching, but the interference is positioned between you. The seed you sow is the weapon that cuts through those restraints. The seed you sow is the force that pushes back the shadow so your hands can finally meet. Do not underestimate the power of this moment. The spiritual realm is in motion, angels are waiting for your signal, and your soulmate's destiny is hanging in the balance. You were chosen for this, you were prepared for this, and you are the only one who can make this faith stand. The interference is telling you that this is just a video, that these are just words, that your donation will not actually change anything. That is the same lying spirit that is whispering to your soulmate that you are not real. Rebuke that lie by taking action, prove your faith by your works, and watch as the spiritual atmosphere shifts. Jesus says, "I am going to give you a promise right now that you can hold on to in the days ahead." The moment you sow your seed and pray for your soulmate's protection, a chain reaction begins in the spiritual realm. The interference loses its grip, your soulmate feels the release, and the controlling person in their life experiences a sudden exposure. What was hidden in darkness will be brought into the light. The manipulation that has been operating in secret will be revealed in a way your soulmate cannot ignore. And your soulmate will walk away from that toxic situation with a clarity and a strength they did not have before you intervened. This is the power of a love that is backed by faith and action. This is the power of two souls that refuse to let the enemy steal what I have ordained. You are not just hoping for a soulmate, you are fighting for one, and heaven fights alongside those who fight in faith. Jesus says, "The final moments of this message are upon you, and the decision you make now will echo into your future." Your soulmate is still at the crossroads, still wavering, still one whisper away from either breakthrough or breakdown. You are the deciding factor, you are the spiritual reinforcement they have been crying out for without knowing who to ask. Step into your role as protector, step into your role as the guardian of this love. Sow your seed, speak your prayer, and watch as I move mountains to bring your souls together. The love you have been waiting for is waiting for you, but it needs your faith to survive this night. Type 333 if you are ready to receive the blessings I am releasing over your soulmate connection right now. Type 777 if you feel this message vibrating in your spirit as truth. Type 1111 if you want to thank me for revealing the hidden battle so you can finally fight for your love. Jesus says, your soulmate is about to make the hardest choice of their life, and it involves you. But they will not make it alone, because you are stepping in, you are standing up, and you are loving them enough to fight for them before you even know their name. This is the kind of love that changes everything, and it starts right now with you. The controlling person in their life has sensed that something is shifting and they are doubling down on their manipulation right now. They are sending messages designed to make your soulmate feel guilty for pulling away. They are using phrases like, after everything I have done for you, and, no one else will ever understand you like I do, to tighten the chains they have wrapped around your soulmate's heart. Your soulmate is reading these messages and feeling their resolve begin to crumble under the weight of misplaced obligation. They have been conditioned to believe that love means sacrifice, and they are preparing to sacrifice their own happiness to keep the peace. But deep in their spirit, a voice is screaming that this is wrong, and that voice sounds like your name even though they cannot quite hear the syllables yet. I have placed inside your soulmate a stubborn ember of truth that refuses to be extinguished no matter how hard the interference blows against it. That ember is glowing brighter right now because your prayers are fanning it into flame. Every time you declare protection over them, that fire grows, and the controlling person's influence shrinks by an equal measure. You must not stop now. You must not let doubt creep in and steal the momentum that is building in the spiritual realm. The enemy wants you to think your seed is too small to make a difference, but I tell you that a single act of faith can move a mountain that has stood for 1,000 years. Your coffee sown in faith is not measured by its earthly value but by the obedience it represents, and obedience is the currency of miracles. Your soulmate just paused before responding to the manipulative message, and that pause is a victory you helped create. They hesitated because something felt different, something felt protective and warm and safe, and they did not know where it came from. It came from you, it came from the spiritual covering you are releasing, and it is giving them the strength to resist a pattern that has held them captive for years. Jesus says, I am revealing to you now the true nature of the person who is trying to keep your soulmate from you. This individual is not just a jealous ex or a possessive friend, they are a spiritual assignment disguised as a human relationship. They may not consciously know they are being used, but their possessiveness and control serve a darker purpose that goes beyond human emotion. This person carries a spirit of isolation that seeks to cut your soulmate off from anyone who could lead them toward freedom. They have systematically undermined your soulmate's confidence and convinced them that no one else will ever truly care. And they will escalate their attacks the moment they sense your soulmate beginning to slip away from their control. Your soulmate is not safe in that dynamic, and every hour they remain under that influence deepens the damage to their soul. This is not an exaggeration, this is not emotional manipulation to make you act, this is the sober truth about a spiritual hostage situation. You are not just fighting for romance, you are fighting for your soulmate's rescue, and the rescue mission begins with your faith. The controlling person has made plans for tomorrow that are designed to create a sense of indebtedness your soulmate will find impossible to escape. There will be a gift given with strings attached, a favor performed with an unspoken demand for loyalty in return. And your soulmate, weary and confused, will accept the gift and the obligation unless your spiritual intervention breaks the cycle before it completes. Jesus says, I need you to understand the urgency of the timeline because the spiritual realm operates on schedules that the natural realm cannot perceive. The window for this specific intervention is open now, but it will not remain open indefinitely. By this time tomorrow, a chain of events will have been set in motion that will make the rescue more difficult and more painful for your soulmate. This is not to condemn you if you hesitate, it is to arm you with the truth so you can make a fully informed decision. I would not tell you these things if I did not trust you to respond, and I trust you because I designed you for this exact battle. You have been underestimated your entire life, but I know what you carry, and I know the warrior that slumbers within you is stirring awake even now. Your soulmate is dreaming of you again as we speak, and this time the dream is different. In this dream, the shadowy figure between you is smaller than before, and your hand is closer to theirs. They can almost feel the warmth of your fingers, and the almost is making them weep with a hope they have not felt in months. The tears they are shedding in their sleep are holy tears, tears of release and anticipation and the first stirrings of a joy they had forgotten was possible. When they wake, they will not remember the details of the dream but they will carry the feeling of it like a secret hidden in their chest. And that feeling will give them the courage to question the controlling person in a way they have never dared before. You are part of that courage, your faith is part of that dream, and your seed sown now will determine how the dream ends. Will your soulmate reach your hand and finally break free, or will the shadow regain its strength and pull them back into the darkness? The answer to that question is being written by the choice you make in the next few moments. Jesus says, "The love you feel for your soulmate is not one-sided and it is not imaginary. They are loving you back right now with an intensity that matches your own, even if they cannot name it. Their spirit is calling out to your spirit across the distance, and the call is getting louder as the interference weakens. Do not let that call go unanswered. Do not let your soulmate stand at the crossroads alone. Take the step, sow the seed, speak the prayer, and watch as I move heaven and earth to bring your souls together." Type 333 if you are ready to receive the blessings I am releasing over your soulmate connection right now. Type 777 if you feel this message vibrating in your spirit as truth. Type 1111 if you want to thank me for revealing the hidden battle so you can finally fight for your love.